Funerals are underway for the victims of yesterday's suicide attack in Kabul, Afghanistan. More than 100 people died when an ambulance packed with explosives raced through a security checkpoint and detonated in a busy area. Speaking at St. Peter's Square today, Pope Francis condemned the violence in Afghanistan.
How long will the Afghan people have to endure this inhumane violence? Let us pray for all the victims and for their families, and let us pray for all those in the country who continue to work to build peace.
All of this came just a week after gunmen stormed Kabul's Intercontinental Hotel, killing 22 people. The Taliban claimed responsibility for both attacks. For more on the Taliban's increased activity in Afghanistan, I'm joined from Washington, D.C. by Doug Olivan, who served as a director at the National Security Council under President Bush and Obama, and is now a managing partner with Manted International. Doug, this is almost a redo of a conversation we might have had 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even 10 or 12 years ago. How is the Taliban still as strong as they are?
The Taliban are still as strong as they are because nothing has fundamentally changed. The Taliban are still a terrorist group, as these attacks make plain. These last three attacks, you highlighted not just the ambulance attack against their green zone and the Intercon, but also a smaller attack on the Save the Children office, of all things, in Jalalabad. So they're clearly a terrorist group, but their aims have not changed. They want to be back inside the government, and the government seems unable to repel them, and we seem unable to help the government in repelling them.
And what about the kind of almost surge-like strategy that we have employed elsewhere? Is that happening in Afghanistan, and is there a repercussion of that?
Well, we've increased slightly the number of troops that we have in Afghanistan, but we now have about 16,000 troops, to read the unclassified numbers. But in 2010, we had 100,000 troops. And General Petraeus and Ambassador Crocker are a team of leadership. If they couldn't do it in 2010 with all those resources, why would we think that a sixth of that number today is going to make any significant difference?
And at the same time, the Taliban seem to be making some inroads into gaining some legitimacy within the Afghan government.
Well, this has always been the trouble. The Afghan government, when it comes on, tends to get deeply involved in corruption, and the people dislike the corruption. They dislike that the judicial system is corrupt, and the Taliban, for all its brutality, is a much less corrupt organization, and its judicial systems are fair, if extremely harsh. So they've always had this appeal, at least within the Pashtun section of the Afghan population.
And put this in perspective for us, our involvement in Afghanistan in relation to Russia's.
Oh, we've been there forever. We've been there almost twice as long as the Russians were in Afghanistan. For that matter, we've been there about twice as long as our main operations in Vietnam. I mean, this is a long time. 2001 and 9/11 was over 16 years ago.
Is there any strategy that the U.S. has either telegraphed or is working on to try to accelerate some sort of stability there?
Well, certainly, we've been trying to make Afghanistan more stable for virtually all of those 16 years. But it's not working. Afghanistan simply doesn't have the social capital, the intellectual capital, the development to stabilize itself. And we've been trying it for 16 years, but the amount of commitment need in terms of manpower, in terms of money, and in times of time is simply not something that's really acceptable. So we just keep stumbling along.
Doug Olivan of Manted International, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.